Rhonda comes or not because she says she's in a production thing. All of a sudden, let me quit. It's time. It's time,
You
everybody.
starting already, man. What's
It's
wrong? What you
time.
on, Jake?
Nah.
What you
It's
on,
time.
man?
We in here. Everybody, we live. We about to go on and get
We in
it
this
packing.
thing.
I'm gonna get this party started in a minute. Share,
Lady
like if you're
jumping,
there. We got a lot to talk about. Well, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Hey man, where you at? You'll have a fan in front of you. You gonna burn up this session. Where's my glasses? My glasses. Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about spicy, spicy.
What you say?
They about to send that man to jail, man.
Checking. 1, 2.
Mike
If you're in here, we're here for you. Let's go. If you're there watching or whatever, share, like. Y'all know what the deal is. I know sometimes you guys probably get a message and you got in your messenger, and it's always me every Thursday. You damn right. I'm gonna always hit you up every Thursday. If you don't, unfriend me. No, I'm just kidding. Don't unfriend me, please.
No, for real.
I know, right?
Don't listen to him.
We live.
Please don't listen to Phil.
If y'all are here, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're there. Did Liz say he had laryngitis? All right, no. What did he say? What did Liz say he had? I know he couldn't. Strep, that's what it was. I couldn't think. Yeah, strep, so he can't talk. So he'll communicate with us through the chat. All right. So if you guys are on, I'm sharing. I need y'all to go ahead and tap on in. Let us know that y'all here. Give us some thumbs up or something. All right. We're about to get this show started in about 2 minutes. So you got 2 minutes to share and let everybody know that you're on here talking to us. So they can see and hear your comments, you know what I'm saying, and put their opinions in too. Because we're talking about
Black
some stuff.
Lift,
you know what I'm saying?
Is in the building.
Y'all see the title? Lifts in the house. What's up with it? What's up with it, man?
We're in the building getting real. Hey. Oh.
Say what?
Sorry. Don't cut us off, y'all.
So what?
That's
well,
that mozzarella fella now. That's the one. Shout out Mozzie too.
Oh, Lisa, you say I'm late? Yeah, no, we're not late. We ain't never late. We on time. We just ain't got it really started yet.
Well, you know what? I love you, Lisa, for that. I do. I love the fact that you own our punctuality.
Hey man, don't fuel her on us, man. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I love it. Fuel the fire. Fuel the fire. Nah. All right, but we about to. Yeah. We got to get started. You guys see what the title is. Y'all see what we're going to get into. You know what I mean?
Muy caliente. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's hot.
You ready, dog?
I'm very ready. I'm sending out to the guys, to the gals.
CPT. I know, right? Forget you, Lift, man.
We definitely outside.
I just want to give people time, you know what I'm saying? Because, people, that's our people, man. Sometimes they don't know. They look at it, oh, I didn't know you was on already. So I try to give y'all a little time to tap in.
We here every week at the same time. Ask Delisa.
Yeah, it is.
You understand me? If you act like you don't know where we at, ask Delisa, because she know.
All right. At least you talking about you don't see the title. Well, I see the title. I see it on Facebook. I see it on What's Wrong with Your Phone. I see it on my end. I see it on Facebook. I don't know where you're on YouTube. You don't see it? Look for it. What's up, dog? You gonna have a you gonna have a heart attack? You should have got a big glass of water, my brother. Post it on so people can see it. The title is up here. I'm looking at the title right now. I don't know why you guys not seeing the title. It's right there. I don't know. Let me double check here.
The P Diddy trial is crazy. Hey man, you and your titles is crazy. Who's winning the P Diddy trial is diabolical, bro.
Hold on. They talking about it's not even up there though. That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why they don't see the title.
Put it up on the screen.
Oh, well, we ain't got there yet. We about to get started. Yeah. Oh, that's what y'all talking about. Oh, okay, man. Let's go ahead and get started then, so they can see the title. Dang! And 5.
I'll tell you the title when we go back on, Delisa. I swear we will.
It'll be coming back up.
The title's wild.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
Oh. What's up, man? Welcome to Reasons this Thursday on Fired Up Thursdays. It's your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
That's what's up, man. So we're going to get into it. As y'all can see, it's just me and my boy, Fat Boy. We're going to do this today. My man, Liv, can't talk
Black
right
Liv
now.
is in the comments, though.
But he's in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Then also, Rhonda hopefully will come through later because she had a little engagement going on. So let's get it started, man. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. You guys know that, everything going on with the Diddy trial, what they call the Freak-Off trial now. I'm going to guess what they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what's going on with that right now. So if you guys been keeping up, of course, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing. Well, I guess we need to go. Do we need to go through what they're actually trying to build here, as far as the prosecutors, as opposed to what the charges are? No, what the charges are, because it's trafficking. What else? What else is it, Fat Boy? It's sex trafficking. What's the other?
Don't give me the line. You the man. Black Liv, go ahead and write it in the comments.
Hold on.
Black
so
Liv.
It's sex trafficking. That's one of the main things. Sex trafficking. Kidnap. No. Was it kidnapping?
No. It was I'm about to pull it up. Don't worry about it.
The main thing is federal sex trafficking. Yeah, the main thing is about sex trafficking. And if you guys have been following the news and everything, they've been talking about, they've been having witnesses. Kid Cudi has been one of the witnesses on there. The one of the escorts would go by the name of the Punisher. The Punisher.
Racketeering, conspiracy,
racketeering. That's what I was trying to say.
And transportation to engage in prostitution.
Yeah. Now
they gave that man racketeering is crazy.
Yeah. So
this is my thing, y'all.
Well, of course, I think they're adding. I think they're adding, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
He need to be, something needs to happen for the behavior that took place. The people's lives he's destroyed. However, them adding on racketeering like he's selling cocaine or getting niggas hit in the like he a mob boss is crazy. This is getting out of hand with them, how they reaching with the federal crimes, and I understand that they had to do this. But he not one. How they charging one person as a criminal organization?
You say how are they charging one?
How he's one person.
Oh,
the racketeering is for an organization,
which means that somebody has to be.
Has to be multiple people
to take the person back. He wasn't taking her back and forth.
A part of it is she turned informant. Like what we doing? Because I'm just saying that when I hear racketeering case, I'm thinking mob, right? I'm thinking a group of people
Right.
who are conspiring to commit crimes. But the thing about this is, I don't see any confidential informants, or I haven't heard any confidential informants. Everybody that's that's informing on him is a part of the defense, essentially. So I'm just trying to figure out. He's very nasty. I agree. I just feel like they're just trying to make him look freaky, but we already knew Diddy was freaky.
The defense is saying, of course, that she's basically was a part of it. Is that what their whole defense is? That she was actually, they were just doing it together, not as far as just that's part of the defense. Because they basically saying, they come up with the text or whatever, speaking, they're saying that some of the texts are, her anticipating on doing these things or whatever. So I think one of the main things, though, is it actually sex trafficking? You know what I'm saying? Because the one of the witnesses, which was the guy called the Punisher, he basically has said, that everything that they did just there in New York. So there was no trafficking. If they're in New York or whatever, there's no trafficking. They did whatever they did and had their sex partners or whatever in that city or in that town. You know what I'm saying? So where's the trafficking? So the prosecutor is going to have to prove that part. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like why I'm on the fence of who's actually going to win this, man, because unless they come up with, and this could be building up to something bigger or whatever later, you know what I'm saying? They got to come up with something. The prosecutor has to come up with something that's going to prove their case of, without a doubt. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that, did you freeze, Fat Boy?
No, I'm reading the comments.
You're like you froze. But yeah, so that's what I'm getting for it. But let's get into these comments real quick.
Let's get to these comments, man.
Yeah, the trial. Yeah, so yeah, that's what he was saying. 4 federal charges, like you said to us last week too. There's 4 of them. But transportation for prostitution across the state line, which that haven't been proven yet. So we got to get to that part, right? This trial is cray. Oh, what's up?
Right.
Nick is in the house.
Nick
what's
is in
up?
the building.
We got Marlon in the house. What'd you say, dog? What's good,
what's the
fam?
deal? What's good, fam?
Sadly, both sides are looking crazy.
It's wild. It's a wild situation, y'all. It's a wild situation. And I'm trying not to comment too much because I don't want to be insensitive about it, because this is batter, this is assault, right? So we have to walk a fine line. But it's wild. Mm-hmm. Diddy is nasty.
With Lisa,
crazy work.
Yeah, Lisa just said guns, drug money. He had help.
Yeah, but he don't have nobody on his case though. I get.
But no, they got to. No, his former bodyguard, I guess it was, actually has been testifying against him because he actually got immunity. They haven't really got to exactly, why he got the immunity for going on trial. He's gotten that or whatever. So it's something that he's got to tell. They had to give him something or give them something in order for him to even get immunity. You know what I mean? So that hasn't came out yet. But he has talked about how he had to clean up the place and how he basically was the one going, back and forth or whatever and taking care of some of the things for Diddy, which means that basically, he's trying not to convict himself, of course, and that could be a part of that immunity as well. So that's another thing to look and wait and to look out for. This trial is all over the place, like the young thug trial. Yep, it is kind of all over the place. It's all over. Sterling, what's up?
Starlene says,
everyone is. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says everyone is trying to tell their story before the truth come out about them. I agree. It's a mess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What you say, Liv?
Diddy is seen as the head of a criminal enterprise. He paid a lot of people to assist and keep his crimes hidden. He had dope boys and all kinds of runners. Yeah, but ain't nobody else on trial but him.
Yeah.
You gotta have co-defendants in a racketeering case, y'all.
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
but that's what the prosecutor have to prove. Because if I'm not mistaken, you guys, if y'all listening and watching and know and been following, didn't Cassie basically already get paid for the
that was a civil suit?
The civil
That
suit.
was civil. This is criminal.
Right. So
But I think that him paying off the lawsuit basically initiated the criminal cases because he admitted to beating her up. And then that just gave her the money in the room she needed to go ahead and tell all. She got a book coming next.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, she's got something coming next. Real quick, Cassie mom also says Diddy demanded $20,000 from the family in 2011. In an email, Cassie said that Diddy released two sex tapes. And then I guess his name is Sheree Hayes, the Punisher, which is one of the sex workers, said that he was hired in late 2012 to create sexy scenes, for Diddy and Cassie. Hayes testified that during his first session that with Cassie, a man he later learned was Diddy entered the hotel room nude, wearing a face covering veil. I mean, the thing is, dude, this is just freaky shit.
It's freaky, bro.
It's freaky shit. I mean, so I'm not siding because once I seen the whole beating thing or whatever, that's what really got me kind of on edge on. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that part, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want to be like, I don't take that part lightly for this whole case or whatever. But from right now, with, like I said, everybody saying it is crazy, I'm thinking that, it's just basically, all sex. It's all about their sex and what they were doing as a relationship. You know what I mean? I still haven't heard anything from what they're charging for as being criminal yet. But this is the first, week? Or this is going into the second week, right?
It's serious, man.
Yeah. The Punisher is not the only sex worker. Yeah, at least, but is he the only one that's been testified yet? Let us know. I think he's the only one because he's the one. Now I know that Diddy's assistant. Well, I don't even know if they're gonna even put him on trial or not. But what's one of the guys from the group? Immature, was it? That's one of Diddy's like secondhand man, best friend. I think he was in a group a while back or whatever. But anyway, he's been friends with Diddy for 30 something years or whatever. And for him to go on the news and say, he hadn't seen anything, he haven't heard anything, but one thing he got kind of caught up on is if you were his best friend, you've been knowing him as long as you have, you didn't know that he OD'd or almost OD'd, that's letting you know that you somewhat telling a little bit of a lie. That's what I get from it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She said, said, I believe that's why Kanye told his story before it came out. Will you be in LA? Okay, all right.
Turn up.
Nick. Yeah. We're supposed to go to this thing on Saturday. I hope I get off in time. Bodyguard, personal assistant, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, but though that's
you
loose, y'all. That's kind of loose because they work for him. That's different, y'all. I get it.
No,
I
could
package it up as racketeering. I could package it up as racketeering.
Yeah, but from what you just said earlier, though, it takes more than one person or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, he basically got granted immunity or whatever to tell his story, to tell the truth or whatever the case may be or whatever, could be a part of that. You know what I mean? So they had to give him that for some reason. One man cannot do all this shit they say alone, period. They all nasty.
Nasty.
And they all need to be on trial.
I agree.
And Steve, he was the assistant. He was the assistant. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He seen way more than that, man. He definitely seen OD.
Mm-hmm. Look at R. Kelly. He had a team, but he was the only one that went down.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't charge him with racketeering, did they?
Yeah. No. I don't think he got charged for that.
He got sex trafficking too.
I think he may have got sex trafficking though. But they proved it because he was doing, he was basically bringing people in and out of town, that type of thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Rule number 1 is don't be the first one to snitch, but I get it, Black Lil.
With a Mann Act, just like they did Jack Johnson, the black boxer in 1912, for bringing women across state line. But that's the part of bringing women across state line though hasn't been proven just yet. At least I haven't seen anything or heard anything. Let me know if you guys in the comment have heard anything as far as him, bringing people across state line. They want the money, man, not the. You're right, man. You're right. They do. That's exactly what it is. At Black right, racketeering. Cassie got 10 million. Yeah. So that's the other thing, man. She's already paid. That whole part of the domestic violence is basically being taken care of. You know what I mean? That's basically out. Yeah. So I understand that they trying to build some sort of, his character as to what he
That's
is.
what it is.
And
It's a smear
how
campaign.
strong Arn have and the blackmailing. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get all of that or whatever, but it's going to be interesting as to see how much they're going to get out of it. Exactly. That was it. We got a lot of comments. Y'all keep it going. Toy, what's up, Toy? Appreciate you. Comment on this. Let us know what you think. All right, Black Live, break it down. Underline, did finance this. What? Underline. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Black Live she said Black Live underlings are not financing his shit. And I agree. So that goes to my point again, Delisa, that they stretch him with the racketeering because they just worked for him. They wasn't committing no crimes for him to do that, and unless they're involved. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I'm trying to figure out, unless they all turn confidential informants on Diddy, and I don't think that's what it was. It's a bunch of people that he's either fired. The only one that has a validity and has a real gripe is Cassie, right? We're not gonna ignore her gripe, right? That he beat her, that he held her. It was wild. I don't want to get into it. That he did the things that he's done to her, right? So we don't want to diminish nor negate those things. However, all this racketeering and all of this other stuff, y'all can miss me with that. And since when? I'm just asking. But
maybe some of it just haven't came out yet, though.
Did they release pictures of Epstein when they did the mansion? Like did the feds release pictures? Did they make it? It was a few. Yeah, it was few. I'm just saying. It wasn't no videos, but there have been pictures. Yeah. When I see them, listen, bro, because I stay out of this stuff. But
do you sometimes think that some people are, especially in this case or whatever, is more low key interested in the whole freaky thing than anything?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey. Absolutely. I do kind of think. Want to see how freaky he is. Hey, bro, when I went through them pictures and I see that closet with the bottles of lube and baby oil, I said, "Oh, Diddy, you freaky, is it? Hey, you freaky." In a way, I don't know what I thought it was gonna look like.
Yeah.
But to see it on a picture, it was wild. It was the wildest thing. He got handcuffs. He got dildos, paws. He got honey packs. I guess the green pack. I guess that green case probably had all kind of drugs and Molly.
It was drugs. They got a lot of drugs. And weed. Then they got the gun. Like, they got guns as well. They got weapons and all that.
He got AR-15s, weapons. I'm like, bro, it is not 1970s. You are not Leon from the Ladies' Man. Get it together.
Now check this out.
Gags, ropes. I said, "Oh, Diddy went freaky."
Yo, but check this out though. This is the thing, and this is one of the defense about all the stuff that he has. For one, the guns are already they're scratched off the numbers or whatever. So that's that's a crime, but who's to show if it was in a house of where a million peoples go in and out of, but they're saying because it's in his master bedroom or whatever that it had to be his. But still though, you still have the burden of proof because you still can't prove that it was his. That's the whole problem. That's where we at on this case so far. Is like how much are they proving that he's actually doing these things? You didn't catch him with this stuff or whatever. You just catch it in a house or people that goes in and out of the house. That's going to be the defense basically. Is what they're trying to, or trying to defend them as. You know what I mean? So far. That's what I'm getting so far, people. All right? That's what I'm getting. Rule number 1 is don't be the last one in to snitch.
Okay, listen to this. Racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed to commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. He ain't made a damn dime, y'all. That is what racketeering means.
Oh,
what
hold on.
you
Say
guys
that.
are
Read that one more time.
What you guys are talking about is conspiracy.
Read that one more time, fat boy.
Racketeering is a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. Unless we're talking about the prostitution. And if we talk about the prostitution, how is it separate? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it. Yeah. I don't get it because that's what I'm saying. I had to look up racketeering. What y'all talking about is conspiracy to commit certain crimes. He conspired, or not conspiracy. He sent them to do certain things. But racketeering involves chicken. It involves making a certain amount of money, and the only people that was actually making money was the prostitutes. Unless he was making money selling the videos of Cassie, then that becomes racketeering. Or if he had his assistant running a little Molly ring, right? So it could
like selling out,
his sex ring, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That becomes racketeering. So that's the point I'm making. Is like they had to put the racketeering on him so they can get him under the RICO and freeze all his assets and do all of those things. Because if not, a lot of those crimes were the racketeering is what's sticking. Because a lot of like Black Lift said, the transporting prostitutes across state lines, that's hasn't been seen yet.
What Lisa said something about is she, you said that and she earned every bit. So did you say that you're saying that she was basically got paid as well? What do you mean by that, Lisa?
Talking about the 10 million? Well, no, she deserved the 10 million. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about the
that's what she's talking about. She earned every bit of that. Yes, that's a whole separate case, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you said, that's a whole separate thing. You know what I'm saying? That she basically have already won or whatever. So
Marla asked, wouldn't this trial be double jeopardy? She got paid though. No, that was a civil lawsuit. So this is criminal. This is a whole court. This is a whole different court. You should know that.
Yeah, because she's not suing nothing right now. Yeah, she's already won that case.
The feds used him admitting, by him paying the money to her, he admitted to the crimes, essentially. So if he would have just held her out and ran her out and let her just smut him, they wouldn't have probably been able to bring the criminal charges, I don't think. But because he admitted to it, it basically gave validity to everything that she says. So every statement that she makes is admissible in a court of law because he's already said that he's done X, Y, Z within that civil lawsuit, right? Because within a civil lawsuit, it wasn't just him beating her; it was also these things that the feds is working on as well of him having her. Keeping her hostage and running away.
We're basically seeing basically the civil suit. Really, from right now, we're seeing the civil suit
in a criminal case.
In a criminal case, so yeah, that's basically what we're seeing.
In the sense of what Marlon is saying, it is like double jeopardy. However, because it's in two different court systems, which is civil is for personal cases. Criminal is for prosecution, right? People who committed crime and things like that. All right, I'm gonna check right now.
Okay, but what about as far as like the threats that he actually has been putting out there as far as the blackmail, with these tapes? Because even the mother said she took out a home equity loan to keep sex tapes from being released and shared photos of her daughter's bruises, which she said were caused by Diddy.
Okay, let me read what Black Lift said. Black Lift said, Sean Diddy Combs is facing racketeering charges, specifically racketeering conspiracy. Okay, it makes sense now. That's why I said it's conspiracy. Okay, because prosecutors allege he operated a criminal enterprise known as Combs Enterprise that engaged in a pattern of illegal activities over an extended period. They still stretching it because he still ain't made no money.
Yeah, it is. Guns, money, drugs, financing for underlings to arrange his illegal activities is racketeering.
But I get it. I guess.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, I guess.
Yeah, he said he
If
guessed.
I swear to God, when I left all
Yeah,
jokes
that was too
aside,
much. That's what
when I left
Toy
school,
said.
I wanted to be a lawyer because I'd be spanking in the courtroom. Because all of this is circumstantial. Every last thing that they talk about is circumstantial. The only thing that they're trying to do is smear this man. Because that's why they got the racketeering, y'all. They're holding him under that because a lot of this stuff is just he freaky as hell. Yeah. And they want the world to see how freaky he is.
Yeah, that's what I just read with Lisa. Yeah, about his threat to release the video of Cassie for $20,000. So is a part of racketeering, and that's what her mother witnessed us. And then I'm sure they probably have proof of because she said that she had to get a loan on her house in order to pay him, I guess. So that's part of it. Go ahead, Willette.
He said, listen, man, I told y'all last week he is already going to get convicted based on the testimony of Cassie. The prosecution did their job to make him look like an asshole to the jury. Absolutely. You got to prove beyond reasonable doubt. I still ain't seen the crime, though, but that's the only point
I'm this is the thing, though. This is the thing. If the defense can always ask to put some sort of reasonable doubt in there anywhere, then that's a done deal.
You only need one.
You only need one. You know what I'm saying?
And
from the looks of it, on the looks of it, with even us on the outside looking in, I'm even on the fence on actually really what's going on here. You know what I mean? So I can, who owns the house he controls what he owns. Who owns the house he controls what he owns. What true that? I'll skip that one and look. What do you got? What do you say, Fat Boy?
I'm pulling up this. I want to see.
Oh yeah, Lisa was saying it right.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing a potential sentence of life in prison if convicted on the most serious charges against him. Federal charges, racketeering, conspiracy. This charge carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. Sex trafficking. The charges of sex trafficking can carry a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years and a maximum of life of imprisonment. Transportation for purposes of prostitution. This charge carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. So basically, they're trying to say Diddy a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
He been pimping and pandering, and he wild. Okay. Oh, it makes sense now. Okay. Mm-hmm. I can see how they're doing it now.
So you just read exactly what Lisa just sent me too. Yeah. So now I don't have to go through that. Okay, Fat Boy, check your phone. Oh damn, y'all both. I see what y'all doing. I see what's going on here now.
Me and Black Lip, we here, man.
I know, but Lisa right here. Me and Lisa's right here. So
we right here, man. We out here.
That's funny. That is funny.
Man.
You gotta just beat me to it on that one.
I'm gonna let y'all know though. All jokes aside, man. Stop letting this chicken go to y'all head, man. Mm-hmm. It's getting out of control, bro. And as we've seen time after time, right? No matter how much money you got, what you doing in the dark will come to the light, man. Be as respectful. If you're doing freaky stuff, make sure you making people sign NDAs. Make sure you doing it at a brothel, right? Try to cover all the angles that you can, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure that you're dealing with a certain level of people. If you want to be freaky, be freaky. I'm not in. That's not my. I don't have no skin in that game. My issue with this is it is so easy to get twisted, y'all. And I understand this because I live in this community I live in, right? And it's so easy. I could carry my pistol to protect myself, but when the police pull me over, I'm going to jail. They don't care if it's illegal. They don't care if I'm just got a gun to protect myself from the community, right? And it's the same thing. They don't care that he freaky, right? They don't care that you beat the woman up, you sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, life in prison. And it's that easy, y'all. It is really that easy. And that is the crazy. This is the craziest thing I've seen, bro. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah. To me, to be honest with you, I don't think we really has gotten to the real meat and potatoes of this case yet. I really don't. I think maybe the next week or whatever, because I know they're trying to get the defense to hurry up and wrap things up because Cassie is pregnant and she's about to have her baby in the next week or so. She's like 8.5 months, so they basically trying to force the defense to kind of wrap it up, saying that type of thing.
Took the deal.
Took the deal.
I know the deal.
Yeah, listen, why are we not lawyers, sir? We're not
That's
lawyers.
why
So
we're
there's
not
a charge.
lawyers, sir.
Yeah.
There is a charge there.
Of course, there's a charge there. I mean, they're gonna trust me. The whole point of this is to get. I don't care if it's just get one of those charges. They're gonna get them on something. You know what I mean? So you're right about that. And no, we're not judges, but we are.
I done took enough law classes to know that. Trust me, know that.
No move like you got too much to lose. Yes.
Facts. I agree. Please don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, I just wanted to touch on this again, you guys, today, you know what I'm saying, just to see how everybody's keeping up with it, or if everybody's keeping up with it.
No, you're the only one keeping up with this.
Hey, dog. I mean, if you watch the and Lisa hit me up to this, the burden of proof, the case against Diddy on Hulu, it gets very interesting, man, and it gets very and that's one of the reasons why I've learned what the defense has basically tried to do and plan or whatever. You're late. Cassie is done last week. Is she done what last week?
That was her last. That was she. That they don't need her testimony no more.
No. But they're still. I don't know. But they, for some reason, yesterday they were saying that that they needed to wrap it up or whatever because of her agreed to have her baby. So I don't know if they had to do a cross exam or something like that, Lisa. That's what I'm saying. If they had to do a cross exam or anything like that, they had to wrap it up. So I may not be a lawyer, but I know what a criminal looks like. That's what Marla said. Yep. Maybe y'all know what a criminal look like, man. That's what's up, man. So we'll continue to follow it. I think that's going to be the last of this for us for today, though. But you know what I mean? Unless something really happens, you know what I'm saying, next week, then it's going to be a doozy, too. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it anyway. No, not really, Steve. Late. What are you talking about? I'm not late. Whatever. Anyway. All right, man. It's that time, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's that time, man, for history and blackness. And my boy, Fat Boy, go on here, man. What you going to do, man? Who we got this week?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, no, just playing. This week, y'all, another segment. First off, I am Fat Boy. This is another segment of History and Blackness. We have James West. James Edward West, born February 10th, 1931. In Farmville, Virginia, is a pioneering African-American inventor in percussion, whose innovations have profoundly influenced modern audio technology. Raised in a surrogate society, West's early fascination with electronics led him to study physics at Temple University. In 1962, while working at Bell Laboratories, he co-invented the foil electric microphone with Gerhard Sessler. This compact, cost-effective device revolutionized sound recording and communication, becoming the basis for approximately 90% of microphones used today in devices ranging from telephones to hearing aids. Throughout his career, West has secured over 250 patents, underscoring his significant contributions to the field of acoustics. Beyond his technical achievements, West has been a steadfast advocate for diversity in STEM fields. At Bell Labs, he co-founded the Association of Black Laboratory Employees, ABLE. aiming to support Black scientists and engineers. His efforts have facilitated opportunities for over 500 minority students in science and engineering disciplines. After a distinguished 40-year tenure at Bell Labs, West joins Johns Hopkins University as a professor, continuing his research and mentorship. His accolades include induction into the National Inventors Hall of Fame and the National Medal of Technology and Innovations, reflecting both his scientific prowess and his commitment to fostering inclusivity in the scientific community.
That's it.
I had to drop my phone. Hot, y'all. Spicy as hell.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Acoustics. Not
Yes,
acoustics.
sir.
Acoustics. And it is a type of physics. It's like a specific type of physics. So dope.
Okay, yeah, that's another.
I
one
know
that
you
I
ain't know.
heard of.
And we talking into his invention right now, y'all. So just
Exactly.
imagine that. And listen, I keep telling
it's crazy, man. Our people are more wealthy than what we think.
Man,
we got more wealthy people
damn near
than what we
everything that
think.
exists in this world.
Exactly. So that's what's up, man. History of Blackness with James West, y'all. All right, man.
What we got? I'm hot, man.
For some reason, man, I'm thinking that this has been covered, though. I don't know, but I'm sure Lift is going to let us know. He's going to let us know.
Hey, Black Lift, come get your cousin. Tell him to stop losing the topics in his phone.
Hey, dog.
What's the point of us? What's the point of us posting topics when you say give me topics and we post topics?
Y'all can't give me 50 topics or whatever in
That's
1
the
week
point
or whatever.
of it. So we always
and expect me to keep it. Hey, cuz big boy, checking y'all out from New York. What's up? New York is in the house. What's up, cuz? Appreciate you watching, man. Share while you there in New York. You know, share some of those people and get some of the views over there. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. All right, man. So for some reason, all right, just go. Let's go. Are we more interested in being right more than finding a solution in a relationship?
And this could be platonic or intimate. I want to hear. You pop it up. Go ahead. Pop off, Black Lift. Drop it in the comments.
Or are we more interested in being right more than finding a solution in a relationship? Me, when I was younger, probably. When I was younger, I probably was more interested in being right. But now at my age, I want a solution, especially if I want to be with that person for however long. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look for a way to make it right. And then sometimes you have to have an open mind to make it right. You know what I'm saying, with someone. You can't just, just say, oops, I didn't mean that. Never know what that up there. That's what wasn't it. Yeah, I just can't argue no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the patience of arguing with someone. It's too much energy. It's too much, time. You know what I'm saying? As far as when it comes to, trying to be the right one. You know what I'm saying? In a relationship or whatever. I think sometimes when you get in a relationship, and you get to know someone and you really know someone, that person's going to be heard and you're going to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And together you're supposed to be able to make a solution, but some relationships are out there where, the guy got to be right because he's the guy, you know what I'm saying? Or she's got to be right because she making the money, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that's how relationship evolves and grows and gets, go apart because of those things, or somebody wanting to be right. What do you say? Solution is more important, but you got to pick the right person. If your picker is broken, stay single. Peace is everything. Yes. That's a good comment, Shell. If they broken, stay single, because they basically always going to feel like they're right, and they're always going to have a argument or a bad, situation in a relationship. What'd you guys say, Fat Boy?
Oh, I was go to Marlon's comment. He ignorant. You always got something ignorant to say. Marlon says, I find solutions, therefore I'm right. Hey, grow up. I I kind of want to jump into this actually.
All right.
I think that this is a great question, and I think that this is something that everybody struggles with. I think that it's a flaw that we all have because we all want to be heard, right? I think that that's something that I struggle with on a daily, in the sense of wanting it to be right, and not and not looking for the solution, because instinctually, soon as someone tells you something that you don't agree with, you want to respond, right? You want to combat and say, hey, no, that's not true, that's not it. That's wanting to be right, instead of saying, okay, instead of looking for the information in something and saying, well, how can we get to this solution? Okay, I offended you in this relationship, how could I get to the end of this? Or I spoke out of turn, how could we not let that happen again? I think that it is something that we all battle with and struggle with. I think that the most important thing that we have to do is acknowledge that within ourselves, that okay, I want to fight, why? Right? I want to defend, why? I want to be right. That's the most important thing, because then that gives you the knowledge to be able to stop yourself and say, hey, I don't want to argue, kind of essentially what you were saying. What is the solution? What we can do, not cutting people off, not negating them, not negating their emotions, but actually saying, hey, okay, I acknowledge what you're saying. How can we move forward? Or I don't agree with what you're saying. However, I acknowledge what you're saying, and I think and I want to know how I can do better, or how we can get to the solution and this won't happen again. You get what I'm saying? And I think that helps people prepare healthy exactly. Like Starlene says, a healthy compromise is always key.
It's always key.
It allows for great communication. It allows for people to create a space for each other to land softly at the end of the day. I think it's extremely important that we do that and resist our want to be right, and then seek for the solution.
Respond to not listening. I think that's one of the main things in a is to you have okay. I'm gonna use an example. I know this is not a relationship related, but it's more so of, say, for instance, workplace related. You know, when your boss is basically, saying, oh, we want to be want us to be a team player, but yet you're not listening to your team. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? When the boss says, "Oh, this is what it goes, this is where it goes," that's what it is. You know what I mean? And I might hear what you're saying, whatever, but I'm not paying attention to. You know what I mean? That's the same thing like it happens in a relationship. You have one that's probably like dedicated as the boss of the relationship or the head of the relationship, or whatever, as opposed to being a team in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what you have to become when you're in a relationship with someone, is that part, that person got to be my partner. That person got to be, that I can talk to and listen to and receive what they're giving us, or receive what they're telling me, and, what she's telling me. And then also, be able to at least voice my opinion, because I might have something to add to it that makes it better, or make the whole situation, resolve that whole situation. You know what I mean? So it's a listen and response type of thing, but it's kind of like, it's not listening to respond. It's listening to actually understand what someone is saying.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Yeah,
that's how I put it.
I think you hit it on the head. Active listening and empathy. I think those two things are what we are missing in society as well. It's something that I practice daily now. I try to do it on the show. I try to do it when communicating with friends, with family. I'm not always perfect at it, but I'm trying to challenge myself daily to receive feedback and critiques that I'm not truly liking, and not giving excuses to be right, and seeking for the solutions and going to solve the problem. And I think that has strengthened my abilities and my skills to find solutions, right, and more effective and efficiently. And I think that by active listening and being empathetic, I think that I've been doing a decent job, or it assists me in those times when I want to be right, because I think we all want to be right.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so what if that you're, for one, if you're in say, let's use for example for an argument of in a relationship, and that person is saying that you're lying about something, and you know that you're telling the truth. So by you by you knowing that you're telling the truth, your aggression is going to get a little stronger or whatever, because it's kind of like you're not hearing me, or it's not like you still, I'm telling you the truth and you still think I'm lying. You know what I mean? How does that how do that person listen? You know what I'm saying? How, because that's been some of the cases or whatever when in relation to somebody, it's always somebody either, lying about something, you might have caught them about something or whatever, and it probably wasn't what you thought it was, you know what I'm saying? But this person's trying to tell the truth. How do you get over that?
So
or how do you get through that?
So
Get us in the comments.
question. So you're saying, how do you get through when someone is lying on you? How do you avoid from trying to defend yourself and look for the solution? Is that what you're trying to say? Essentially,
and look for the solution, because you're telling the truth or whatever. How do you, and it's not
how
so
you
much
be able to
trying
convey
to
that to that person?
Is
Is that what
convey
you're
it,
trying to say?
because
Essentially,
that part, exactly.
Okay. I think that you don't. Right. I think that once again, avoiding being right is understanding that person is going to see you or perceive you how they want to perceive you, and all you really doing is raising up your energy. And so once you've provided enough facts, or once you've stated something, there's no need to go to be right. It's to look for the solution. Okay, you feel that I've done these things. How can I make you more secure in a certain situation? How could I communicate with you moving forward to make sure that you don't feel this way? I think, and that's maybe afterwards, right? That's maybe allowing that person to feel that, right? Because that's them, don't allow them to project that energy on you and then come back, put a pin in it. And like my therapist used to say, put a pin in it and then come back to it later on and see.
But that's a solution. Yes, it's like
And
you
that's
just
the
said.
solution.
Put a pin in it and come back to it. Exactly.
And then be able to properly articulate, say, hey, all right, I noticed, I understand, maybe, because then you also, in that situation, have you been given that person to be a right to be insecure, right, and think that you're lying, right? Because those are some things that you can correct within yourself as well. And so, like I've been teaching my daughters, like I'm teaching myself, I think in a lot of these situations, we all have to take accountability for people's either not perception or the way they perceive us as at times as well, right? And we have to understand maybe we could be perceived certain ways and process that as well. And so we'll know, okay, maybe they took this way. Okay, well, I'm not gonna look for I'm not gonna try to fight them on this. I'm gonna find a solution for it, essentially.
Got you. E-Rock said, love. What's up, E-Rock? Is in the house. What's up, Eric? Hey, Slow to Love said, unfortunately, there are individuals who struggle with using and finding words, the right words to communicate. That can be a challenge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think even then,
and that goes back to what you just said too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You step back, take it, you know what I'm saying? And then, put a pin in it and then come back to it later, because you will say it a whole different way. You will say it in a whole different tone. You know what I mean? But sometimes when the energy is up, the tone gets out of whack or whatever, to the point where all that person is wanting to do is defend, defend, not be able to just listen and take it in or whatever. So putting that pin in it, and like you said, that is a challenge, but that is the practice to take or whatever in order to communicate with someone. She said, excuse the typo.
And learning when and when not to. It's really, excuse me, let me say this the right way. It's really learning how to develop a skill in when and when not to engage in certain conversations, in certain battles, because you can't win them all. right?
Yeah.
And so understanding that when communicating with someone, their thoughts are not going to always be your thoughts, and you continuing trying to prove them wrong is just really continuing to clash heads. It's easier to not even sometimes agree to disagree, really actually try to understand what they're saying and then implement a solution all based off active listening, like I did, right? Essentially say, hey, are you saying that I did this and did that? Well, moving forward, this is what I will do. I will make sure I'm doing X, Y, and Z to make sure that you know that I am not lying. I would do X, Y, Z to make sure you know that I am not this. And if now I'm doing those things, X, Y, and Z, then now I know that is your insecurities. And now I don't have to project or fight anymore. I'm going to have to let you deal with that on your own, handle you with grace, be patient with you, and allow you to work through those things.
Now, sometimes though, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to agree to disagree if it doesn't cause animosity later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it doesn't cause any, the same conversation to come back up. You agree because you know what that person's stance is or whatever. And even though you don't agree, you still care, you still love that person or whatever as for who they are, you know what I mean? And then you just really, you think in different ways, but not to a point where it actually affect the relationship. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So sometimes it is. And then also, because you have educated people, people that wants that goes to therapy, you know what I mean, that kind of understands it better or whatever, where these things that we're talking about, you guys, you can't go online, you know what I'm saying, and get educated on communication, you know what I'm saying, that type of thing or whatever, to be able to articulate better, or to be able to, like you said, stick a pin in it for a minute and come back type of thing. There's practices, as you said, Fat Boy, that you have done in therapy that basically allowed you to do that. You know what I'm saying? Allowed you to go there or whatever. So, that's a thing as well, you guys, you can do. Cool. All right, man. All right, guys. All right, y'all know we got dear brothers and sisters. I got a dear brother and sister in the email. I don't know if we might have covered it before, but this for this person that may be watching. Why you?
What? Y'all actually answered my call, man.
Yeah.
You know what?
So,
I love y'all for
that. So I don't know if we covered it, but I mean, we're gonna cover it again today if we didn't or whatever. Lift, if you don't hear, hit us in the comments. Hit us in the comments. Let us know what you think. Dear brother and sister, we're hearing about your husband/wife pass from someone else affect your relationship.
Oof.
We're hearing about your husband or wife pass from someone else affect your relationship or ship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that they didn't tell you. Because
I think especially if it's like your wife. I think there's certain things we gotta disclose unless they never gonna come out type shit. Excuse me.
But what about what about girlfriend?
I mean, if she asks, don't hide. Divulge I'm with Black Lip now, man. Try to divulge as much information as possible. But I'm also with my one of my great friends. You ain't gotta tell everybody all your damn business. But I think this is in a relationship. So in a relationship, I think full transparency is key, y'all. Because if you let's say as a man, right? You with your girl and you find out she used to be a stripper. She ain't told you nothing about stripping. You ain't heard anything about, or a working girl or a shoe or in a polygam relationship, anything, right? And
I mean, but do you think you can be with somebody that basically, they can't do no wrong no matter what you hear about them from their past?
I don't know. I think that there's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right? I think there's a possibility, but I think that to keep based on a question, to keep things safe. To keep things safe, bro, I would try to, in a relationship, try to divulge. Because if your girl find out, if your guy find out that you've been keeping secrets, that's a whole other conversation that you just don't want to be a part of. And then then they're going to start to question, well, what other secrets have you been keeping? And then that creates an insecurity, right?
So you think it evolves into even something bigger.
If it's something extremely serious involving someone you may have slept with, that y'all interacting with, unless that ain't coming out and it ain't gonna never come out, divulge. And I think even then, just say something like, hey, this happened. You know what I mean? And it ain't like that anymore. However,
but what if that secret though is something that person, like maybe she probably is embarrassed about it. Maybe she don't want you to look at her in a different way or whatever because she may have changed, which people can't change from their past. You know what I'm saying? So say for instance, if she was she was in a drug institute or a mental. That's a bad one to put, but
and you find out she low key crazy, and you done married her.
But I mean, even if it's a relationship though, no. But what if you found out that she was, like low key crazy or whatever the case may be? But she's never been that. She's never seen that with you. You've been with her for years. You never seen that. You never got that from her, from what she either learned or even had therapy over or whatever, to the point where she's, would that affect your relationship still?
It goes back to kind of what you're saying. Let's think about this. I think it depends on the relationship, the level of the relationship, and how much you do care for that person, to go to the point that you made earlier. However, I think that it would be best, right, to divulge certain information, whether health or whether it's ailments. I mean, mental health, physical health, relationships that people are going to encounter, because people may be offended that you've been having them hang around your ex. You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all ain't messing around and y'all great friends to this day and been friends for 10 years and ain't never slept with each other and y'all go to each other's games and children's parties and all that. Some women and some men may not be okay with that. And then y'all at the table, and y'all playing cards and like, just like when you used to suck her toes when y'all was together. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
And she would never let you suck her toes.
It's something wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't suck your toes? That boy is a toe sucker. And then she looking at you like, you ain't never tried to suck my toes. You know what I'm saying? Now you in a pickle.
No, all you gotta do is say, okay, baby, I'll suck your toes
now
too.
You in a pickle,
but then what if her toes is
now you toe sucking.
She got the knuckle toes. Now you gotta tell her, you know what I'm saying? No, but I'm just not attracted to your toes. I'm not attracted to your toes. Crawlers. You gotta
you better suck them creepy crawlers, boy, or you gonna be out that house.
Okay. Slow to love. What's up, slow to love? And how do you respond when they are shocked at your response or can't seem to get past it now? Now what?
Yeah, I agree. Because if I start tripping, like if I be like, so you out here selling sex in the middle of the party now and embarrass you. You know what I'm saying? Or you out here doing this, or you dating this goofy, you know what I mean? Like what? That's crazy. However, I think you did make a great point. I was gonna say, what's wrong? You good? I'm on the prayer line and went crazy. Sorry,
so say for instance, if you say you just met not even just me, you've been with somebody for maybe 2 years. Y'all just in a relationship, not married yet, and it's been 2 years, and you go out. You know what I'm saying? And one of your boys, you know what I'm saying, that you ain't seen in a minute, whatever, see you out with this chick. And your boy say, oh man, she used to be a call girl. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I'm saying? But she might not be doing that no more. Would that affect your relationship?
That's a good question. That's a good question. And I ain't gonna even know. I don't even know the answer to that. Because I was gonna touch on something you said is still kind of sitting with me. Is once emotions and feelings are involved, you don't know what the hell you would do for real. You might be like, it's okay, babe. I see you for the woman you are. Or I might be like, you out here a call girl? You know what I'm saying? Who never knows? You never know. I think that it does depend on the person, right? I think that you made a great point about that. And loving them for who they are and accepting them for who they are. I think you still will feel a certain kind of way. But I think that depending on the situation, it'll be easier to get over it.
Yeah.
Due to your point. Sweating that. I was like sweating like a pig, boy.
Well, the conversation didn't bring back no memories, did it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah.
I
used to keep secrets.
You be the one with the secrets.
Yeah, I used to keep secrets in a sense of like the shit I was ashamed of, like the girls and you know with their moms, our situation with that shit.
So how would you explain it to somebody that basically that you didn't ever tell about that and they found out through somebody else?
I told you it's terrible. It doesn't work. That's what I was telling you. I had said that earlier. It don't work that well. So I was just from experience. I'm just saying that you might as well kind of go ahead and come out early, let it be known. Yeah.
Liz said, do people ask men the same thing when they have a high body count?
Yeah. Yes, they do actually. Black women.
Yeah, they actually do.
You better ask somebody. A woman will call you a hoe fast. I know.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially if you're out and about or whatever, and one of the chicks that you mess with, and you with your girl, and then she see them, they go to the bathroom, right? They go to the bathroom, they have a discussion. Hey, girl, how you doing? Oh, is that such and such? Is that Fuel? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, girl, you know him? Yeah, girl. All right, now be careful. You know he's a hoe. He did this and he did that. Then she comes back out. It's a whole new thing, right? And so she gonna look at you different. I just use that example, y'all. I'm not.
I was gonna give you a real personal story, but I'm not going down there.
No, come on, baby, hurry up before we go. We get out. Come on.
I remember one time. So my ex, one of my exes is friends with a cousin. Okay, one of my ex's friends is a cousin of another one of my exes.
Oh, okay.
And one time,
one
of my ex's sister, I did tell you that.
Yeah.
One of my ex's sister was like, "Well, be careful because you know him and that girl, they go back and forth." I was like, "What? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?" And I'm you know how you try to make shit seem like oh it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't, but however,
but to that person,
it was a big deal. You get what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was one of those, all jokes aside, it was one of those tipping points. It was one of those points in a relationship. It was a chink on my armor. Check. It was one of those things that kind of made her not trust me. That's shit. Yeah, created distrust. Yeah. That was what I was looking to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So basically, something like this could create a distrusting
relationship immediately.
When somebody finds out. So the best thing, people's out there that y'all listening,
say something,
is to just be straightforward about someone, especially if you're going to be serious with them.
If you're going to be serious with them, let them know. Let them know. Let them know. Especially when y'all make that step. This is what's going on. This is what we're doing. Bam.
Right.
Yep. In a single stage, you can say you could be transparent, but like Miss K told me, don't these women don't need to know everything. And shout out to her for that.
Because women don't need to know everything.
Yeah, I mean the people you out.
But where does she find out something that you haven't told her? Don't you think that person that you're with?
I'm disclosing things, but I ain't listen. Like the point I'm making is, don't be telling you. You said it already. Let me stop mixing my words up. You said it already. If it's serious, then there is conversation. There's levels of transparency that needs to be had. Right. Mm-hmm. But if it is not, do not be disclosing all your business just because you want to be transparent around this motherfucker. That's the point I'm making.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's
'Cause
up.
I
That's
see
what's
what you
up.
try to do there. Yeah, I see you trying
No,
to get.
no,
Yeah.
I like examples. I like,
Yeah.
real talk, well, things that happen. You know what I'm saying? That with us both, our experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's our
Yeah, but that was
experiences.
crazy.
But yeah,
I remember. I did tell you about that. That was the time when I went
yeah,
to the barbecue
yeah.
and took a picture. I ain't took a picture
Yeah.
since. So with the girls.
Right, right.
Hey, do not pull your camera. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, you know what you doing? Hey, do not post that. Hey, don't post that.
I think it's good too. I mean, if you're going to be with somebody too, to be
one day I'm gonna find that picture and we're gonna post that picture. We're gonna
all
pull
right.
it up. We're gonna pull it up
And talk
y'all.
about it. All right.
Talk about it, bro. Probably
And the thing is too, with social media the way it is, and somebody you do a photo, like I have exes or whatever that's very secretive about who they mess with. You know what I'm saying? Up until they put a photo up, and then somebody knows that person, and then they're in your DM telling you about this person or whatever, and then it's good. I don't care if you're telling them something about me that I already told you. I don't care about you telling. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's one thing if I didn't tell her something or whatever, and somebody's in the DM line or something like that, then that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? So that's basically where I stand with that. You know what I mean? But man, where you go for? Oh, all right, man. Well, that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it for us, man. I hope we got your answered your question for the dear brothers and sisters. Will hearing about your husband or wife pass from someone else affect your relationship? Yeah. Main thing is just be transparent. You don't have to worry about that. How about that?
Because you listen.
Yeah.
Fella, she gonna beat her feet. It's gonna be over with. I'm letting you know.
Right. Well, that's what's up, man. Of course, you know what I'm saying? It's only us. So we did a little good time today. We did a little good time today. We appreciate you all the comments that has came in, and continue to share, and pass the word on what's going on with Fired Up Broadcasting and the show Reasons. All right, y'all, every Fired Up Thursdays. All right, that's what's up. What you got, Fat Boy, before we leave?
Oh man, y'all already know. Thank y'all, everybody. Black Lift, thank you for tapping in. You here. Everyone who jumped on, man, I appreciate every last one of y'all. Love every last one of y'all. I know that my grandma in here praying, y'all, so excuse me. But if you have a dear brother, dear sister, make sure you send a 30 second to 1 minute clip to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. Make sure you title it dear brother, dear sister, man. Yeah, that's it, man. And to our co-hosts, man, I love y'all as well. We'll see y'all next week.
That's what's up. Lift, Cotton, I'll go. Hope everything goes well. We hopefully see you guys next week. And that's what's going to do it for us. And then don't forget, man, send those comments or send those what you got, topics that you want us to talk about in our email at firedupbroadcasting.com. I mean, Gmail. firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. Sure, I can't even get it out right. There it is right there. Y'all see it down there. All right. So that's going to do it for us, man. And remember,
if they talk about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason.
Aha! Peace.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man.
We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for